Hello, everyone. This is William Armstrong. This right here is the Nintendo GameCube that I've ordered off Macari Local. Basically, in Macari Local, on Macari app, you can order items to be delivered to your house locally through Uber. Uber is in a partnership with Macari to deliver items locally. Some sellers offer the option to do Macari Local or Macari Shipping, where Macari Shipping requires USPS, UPS, and FedEx to deliver the item you ordered to you through the shipping courier companies, but Macari Local cuts out those and just goes straight to Uber for delivery. The seller schedules the delivery time through Uber. Then the Uber driver picks up the item and then they take it to the person's house that ordered it and drop it off. And then that's how the person gets their item. Now, this is what the GameCube comes with: 3 controllers. It comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games itself, which is going to be interesting. The controller is an old school third-party controller that works fine because old school makes controllers for Xbox 360, PS2, and GameCube, since getting the original OEM GameCube controller is very expensive now. But this comes with a GameStop controller that works, a Hydra Performance controller that works that I like. It's a red controller. Note that the insulation on the wire, that the wire's insulation doesn't tend to stay in place, so nothing, a little bit of super glue can fix that, and a little bit of electrical tape around that part, but somehow the insulation's not properly secured to the controller, but the controller itself should work. And I'll be right back. Okay, I tested all the controllers. I tested the GameStop one, the red one, the Hydra Performance, and the old school one. They all work fine, and the games are in perfect condition. They just come in these CD cases because the seller did not have the original cases for them. I decided to order the GameCube and have it to look at. Let me put the phone down so I can put the games in the case so I don't scratch up the discs and put them in there. I've ordered 2 more games from Lukey Games, which is The Sims and The Sims Busting Out. I've ordered 2 more of them to come, so I'll have those 2 additionally. A total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6, 7 games. Super Mario Sunshine is one of the games I won't get right at all because the game's stupidly expensive online. Some sellers on eBay sell the game for above $20, which is a bit much. Even though I know it's Mario Nintendo, so what do I expect? Let me just pop in Call of Duty 2 and see if it reads the disc. Let me reset. Okay, it's currently checking the disc. Now, I know that there's Pico Boot, which is a Raspberry Pi Pico Boot for GameCube, which I won't necessarily do that particular mod, the Raspberry Pi GameCube Pico Boot mod. Nope, I won't do that. Just because it requires soldering and it's a bit complicated. I know that there's GameCube SD Loader, that's something I won't do either. I won't do that mod. I would rather play the GameCube intact with the disk drive present. I'm aware if the disk drive did conk out at some point. I'm aware that there's other ways to play the games on the GameCube without having the physical drive present, but I'm keeping it as the original stock system. But other than that, this is William Armstrong. And so far, the thing about the GameCube, I had to put the phone down while I put the game discs in a little mini DVD-RW case right here, a Sony branded case. I had it from 2011, but basically the thing about the GameCube is when buying one used, take note that the system must be able to read discs. Behind the piece of plastic right here, above the 4th controller port, is a lithium soldered coin cell battery right behind the plastic gray. Right behind this spot and this spot is a lithium coin cell that's like soldered onto the controller board right there that provides the ability to keep the time and date saved when the console is powered off. If there is an error message when you turn the GameCube on that the time and date needs to be set, this only occurs if the lithium battery is dead and cannot take the ability to hold a charge to keep the time and date when the power is lost. But so far, the GameCube did keep the time and date saved, but if the battery does die down, it may cause an error to constantly pop up that you just set the time and date. So that's all about that I can say. And this GameCube is unusual. The model I've got, if I tilt it over on its side, okay, I think I left a disc in there. Hold on, let me just, okay, I did that. Oops. But the system is model DOL001. The model I had in early 2004 was DOL model 002. I had there's actually two GameCube revisions. One of my YouTube videos in 2018, I looked at a DOL001, which is the HD component out enabled GameCube, and then the DOL002 GameCube. In 2004, I believe I had the one that only had the video port that supported the red, white, and yellow. This TV is a Funai Electronics Co. TV that has support for the red, white, and yellow plugs on the back of it, right up there. It has support of it. The thing is that the green composite port for the HD composite plug supports the yellow video plug merged on it, so it shows up well on this TV. It works. Some manufacturers are stupid enough to combine the yellow video port with the green composite in port on some TVs. Some manufacturers are kind of stupid to do that. Some do. Some are kind of stupid to do this, but Funai did do that. Funai Electronics decided to do that, combine the yellow video port with the green composite port. There's another TV in my mom's room that does the exact same thing, that takes the yellow video plug, merges it with the green video composite port. It merges it into two ports. By merge, I mean it's the same port, green colored, but you can plug a yellow video plug in it, known as Y, into that Y port for RCA. That's basically it. I'll have to show you a little closer what I mean. When I unplug it, guess what it goes to? It goes to composite. Well, it goes to video, because there's a video signal detection on here that shows video when the yellow plug is inserted, but it goes to composite when the green plug is inserted, like this. So this is the plug that goes into the green port that enables the video signal over the yellow plug for Dreamcast, PS2, Xbox 360, and Wii. But for TVs that don't have the yellow video port merged on green, then that's a big uh-oh. There are adapter converters for it, but I'm sticking to the true old 2002, 2003 method where you have to plug it into the yellow video port. But for TVs that are like 2015 and 2014, the manufacturer date of this Funai TV was September 2013, so TVs manufactured in 2013 will merge the green with the yellow video signal on the green port still, but they'll leave the red and white up here for audio, but green and yellow for the RCA and HD composite plug, blue and red for HD, and things like that. So that's basically it. Phew. The controllers here are okay. They look like the original GameCube OEM, except this one feels a lot lighter. Or I think the GameCube original controller would feel lighter, but these are generic third party. And they use standard Phillips screws, while Nintendo GameCube OEMs use Y-shaped screws on the back of them. And you would see the Nintendo logo on one side of the C-stick, and the other side on the D-pad would have some Nintendo-related information. So that's how you're able to tell that these controllers are third-party, because the original OEM GameCube controllers would have Nintendo and patents pending information on one side of the D-pad and the other side of the C-stick. Now, I actually have learned that GameStop before made GameCube accessory controllers like this. This one's got a red thumb grip, black D-pad. The C-stick is transparent. All these buttons. This is a transparent see-through controller. That's pretty cool. It lets you see through the inside. What's actually strange is there is a turbo button and a Z button. This one has a turbo button on the left and Z on the right, which is very odd for me to see that on the GameCube controller, especially on a third party. But on the original Nintendo one, you'd see just the Z button and no turbo. So that's what it is. Let me do a little bit of gameplay. Let me plug in a controller and do a little bit of gameplay of Lego Star Wars. And go to it on the gameplay menu. Or Call of Duty 2 is already inside of that. Let me take it out. The open button's a little sticky. It's a little, the plastic on it's a little kind of sticky or something on it, but that's just the nature of the plastic of the GameCube being that old. But let me go ahead and put in another game. I'm going to pop that in and play some of that. Some of y'all might know that reference to a YouTuber by the name of Luke Morse 1 who makes videos about video games and shows how life in Japan is since he moved from the States to Japan. So I'm going to pop in Lego Star Wars 2 and pop that in and play some of that. The Game Boy Player, I don't really need the Game Boy Player, to be honest. I don't need it. There's no need for the Game Boy Player because I don't need that. There's no need for the GameCube Wavebird controller. There's no need for me to have the GameCube mic for Mario Party 7 under Mario Party 7 because any Mario game for GameCube is going to sell a lot more money. Some of the games are not going to sell as well, depending on what it is. If it's a Mario game, it's going to be expensive depending on where you look. If it's not a Mario game, it won't be as expensive. This is Lego Star Wars 2 booting up. I do have a Lego Star Wars 2 on Xbox original. I have this one. I have this one right here. This is a sequel to the original Star Wars on the original Xbox. And there's also a GameCube version of the same game, but this one supports the ability to use your previous Star Wars original game save on the Xbox One only, not on the GameCube. So I'm going to press any button to continue. This is it. The system's in good condition. It came with the original OEM adapter and video cable. Like a either a third-party video cable, which works just as well as the OEM one. But here it is. Other than that, I'm happy, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.